Okay, this is part 3 of a series on Infuse Learning, which is a OPA student response system. Part 1 dealt with just logging on with the teacher and student views. I have here my 2 tabs. This is my teacher dashboard. And this is the student login, which you can find on the Infuse Learning website, which basically just shows that students need to go to a room number, put their name, and they could submit. My room number is 93022. And I'm just going to put here, let's put Greg Smith as the student. And the part 1 dealt with just, the process of going back and forth between like what the teacher sees and what students see. If you make this website link available on a website like Moodle or another site within your school, it's easy to access. But as the student is logged on here, you see there's no actual activity. And what I did with part 1 is I talked about some of the different activities you could do. For example, I walked through a quiz on perimeter and area just to show how you can standardize your question responses and give feedback to with that. Part 2 was slightly different. Actually, I had some of the different question types, such as the text response and the Likert scale, which is a little more subjective in nature, but can provide some quick snapshots into student understanding. But what I'm going to do today is share with you as the final sort of response that I really enjoy is the draw response. And the draw response, as soon as you click it, will be activated. So those students waiting for activity, and as soon as you hit draw response, all of a sudden you can see that the student will have this big sort of pastel board here. And this is nice just because it allows students a little more flexibility in showing their understanding, not just say clicking from like a multiple choice or something like that. But if I wanted to ask the students to draw a basic water molecule, they would just click over here, and so water is H2O, and with that you're going to have one oxygen atom here, and then you're going to have, it looks kind of like Mickey Mouse actually, how they're bonded. Looks like a nose there, but this actually is oxygen, hydrogen here. And there's some charges that are causing the molecule to be bonded together. So this here might be something that I want my students to be able to show, not just say. If they make a mistake, this is the erasing tool right here, so you can erase something depending on how big you want it to be. If they make some mistake, you can also hit this back button here. So there's some nice features there. But for that, I'm just going to, that's actually the clear button. But yeah, it's a nice feature. Maybe you want students, for example, to show a habitat or something like that. This here is your line width thing. So maybe, with the habitat you show, there's a river here, and I don't like that line width, but make it just a little bit smaller there. So this is my water, and then here's my trees, like that. So this might be something that you want to actually show in picture form, and maybe with some target knowledge on there. So I'm going to say habitat. And now that I'm done, I've submitted that image. So this is what the student has done, and what the teacher's getting is a response. And you see Greg Smith here has done that, and I can see that Greg has submitted a picture of a habitat here. And maybe this is something you want to use. You could have students compare what their notions of something looks like. You could actually design this as a group investigation, where maybe one person is in charge of drawing a habitat, one is in charge of drawing, like, for example, a predator-prey relationship. So there's a lot of different applications of being able to have students draw images on their own. It doesn't make it so easy to standardize, but it does make a nice group nexus for if you're discussing things in depth, and it's a little more higher application skills on Bloom's taxonomy than just kind of like the recall thing on the bottom. So it's a fun tool. I hope you enjoyed this, and have fun exploring.